The hidden vault. The coalition ship Parallax shuddered violently as an unknown force field surrounded them. The ship's power flickered for a moment before the engines hummed back to life. In the war room, Zero, Elena, and Marcus stood around a massive holographic display, watching as a massive object emerged from the depths of space. Their collective breath caught in their throats. "That's no ship," Zero said, his voice tight with a mixture of awe and dread. The dark metallic structure seemed to grow as it approached, casting a shadow over the ship. It wasn't like any vessel they had ever seen, a colossal alien monument floating in the abyss, bearing intricate markings and symbols, unknown even to their extensive database. "What is it?" Elena whispered. Marcus pointed to the ship's core. "It's the source of the energy signatures we've been tracking, the Malien Empire's final secret." Zero clenched his fists. "The Void Vault." Descent into darkness. The Parallax was forced into a descent, and as they neared the object, the ship's AI warned them of instability in the surrounding space. The object, a massive black monolith, held a gravitational field strong enough to manipulate time and space. The crew fought to maintain control, but the descent was inevitable. As the ship shuddered toward the surface of the monolith, Elena could barely make out a vast, spiraling structure that stretched into infinity. The entire area seemed void of stars, only the dark abyss and the structure loomed. Zero's voice broke the silence. "This is it, the heart of the Maliens' ultimate weapon." Inside the Void Vault, the air inside the vault was oppressive, cold, and thick with ancient, forgotten energy. The walls pulsed with faint, eerie lights, and the deeper they moved into the vault, the more the crew felt like they were being watched. Nix, who had stayed behind to guard the Parallax, monitored the external security systems from the ship. "We're not alone," he said. His voice echoed through the comms. "Something's moving out there." Elena's eyes narrowed. "Stay sharp, everyone." The crew ventured deeper, reaching a vast chamber filled with glowing crystal-like objects, all hovering in mid-air. In the center of the room stood an altar, and around it were strange, intricately carved pillars inscribed with symbols of unknown origin. The air was dense with power, and it humiliated them to even be in the presence of such raw force. "This place, it feels wrong," Marcus said, his voice thick with unease. "Stay focused," Zero ordered. "We came here for a reason." The Malien artifact. At the heart of the chamber there was a pedestal. Upon it sat a device, an ancient artifact. It seemed almost organic, a fusion of technology and something far more ancient. Its surface shimmered, casting pale blue light across the room. "It's the key," Zero murmured, walking forward cautiously. "The Maliens' ultimate weapon. And this is where it all started." The artifact began to hum, a low vibration that seemed to resonate with the crew's bones. The crystals around them glowed brighter, and the temperature in the room began to plummet. It was clear that whatever they had come to find, they had found it. But at what cost? Marcus stood by the pedestal, examining the artifact. "It's locked behind something, a neural interface. We need to connect with it to activate it." Elena and Zero exchanged a look. It was clear that none of them truly understood what this device would do once it was activated, but they knew it was crucial to preventing Delta's victory. Zero's gaze hardened. "Do it." The reawakening. As Marcus began interfacing with the artifact, a holographic projection of a massive skeletal figure emerged from the core, towering over them. Its face was both humanoid and alien, its expression frozen in a permanent grimace. "This is the first Malien," Elena whispered. "The prototype." The figure's eyes glowed as the projection spoke. Its voice echoed with an ancient, haunting cadence, filling the room. "I am the progenitor, the catalyst, the harbinger of the end. I have seen all futures and all paths. You are the inheritors of my destruction. You shall be the ones to face the final choice." The figure's words struck fear into their hearts, but before anyone could react, the room around them began to quake. The ground beneath them split open, and the pillars of crystal shattered, sending shards of energy racing through the room. The figure's projection shifted. "The void is awakening," it said, its voice filled with finality, "and with it, the end of all things." A new enemy. As the projections began to flicker and warp, a voice rang out from the dark depths of the vault. A cold, mechanical laugh echoed across the chamber, sending chills down everyone's spine. From the shadows, a new figure emerged, tall and imposing, with a body that was both humanoid and mechanical. Its face was covered by a helmet, but its presence was unmistakable. It was the reactivated form of the Malien Prime, a higher tier being engineered for destruction. "Is this all?" the Prime figure said, its voice as cold as the void itself. "You've come for the key, but you will leave with nothing but death." A surge of energy shot from the figure's hands, blasting towards them. Elena dove to the side, narrowly avoiding the blast, while Zero activated his energy shield, but the blast sent him stumbling backwards. "This is not what we came for," Marcus shouted. "We didn't come for this," Zero replied through gritted teeth. "But we have no choice now." Battle for the artifact. The Prime Malien advanced toward them, each step causing the ground to shake. Its presence alone was enough to make them feel powerless. Zero ordered the crew to fall back, but Marcus, driven by desperation, stood his ground. With a roar, Marcus lunged toward the figure, but it easily deflected his attack, sending him crashing to the floor. Nyx's voice cut through the chaos, his words sharp. "Get to the artifact. It's the key to stopping this." Elena nodded to Zero, and together they sprinted toward the pedestal. But as they neared it, the ground collapsed beneath their feet. They fell into the depths of the vault, landing hard on a lower level, disoriented but still alive. "We need to find another way out," Elena said, her breath shallow. But the moment they stood, a voice echoed from the shadows, colder than any they had ever heard before. "You have come too far. There is no escape. You are already dead." Cliffhanger. The darkness enveloped them completely, and the sound of footsteps echoed from every direction. The figures of the Prime Maliens and the monstrous force behind them began to converge on the team. But as the ship's alarms blared from the parallax above them, a chilling realization dawned. They were not the only ones in the vault, and the creatures that lurked in its depths would stop at nothing to ensure their silence. As Zero turned to face his team, the doors to the vault slammed shut with a deafening finality. The last thing he saw before the darkness consumed them was the faint flicker of red eyes in the distance. The void was not just a weapon. It was a living nightmare,